Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 13, Episode 8. This was a very good episode. I have quite a lot that I want to say regarding a few of the ladies, because a few of these girls really showed their behind. So without further ado, let's just jump on into it because, like always, we don't have a minute to spare, okay? We start the episode off and we are back on the bus. Porsha is upset and kind of going on and on and on about Kenya bringing baby Brooklyn to this girls' trip. And Kandi was defending Kenya. She's like, look, Kenya doesn't have anybody else who can watch the baby, and she's in this really nasty situation with Mark, so like, cut her some slack. Kenya doesn't have a village like the rest of us, and on top of that, Kandi has empathy because she knows what it's like to have been a single mom, and even having money, just being a single mom and not knowing who's going to watch your baby, that is kind of stressful. So Kandi is just letting Porsha know to calm it down, relax. It is what it is, but we're still going to have a good time. And Porsha kind of cools off about it. So then in the next scene, we see Kenya and LaToya. They're in the house chilling. The doorbell rings and a woman named Whitney appears. We find out that Kenya is doing this murder mystery dinner surprise for the ladies. And so this woman is there to get everything prepped for the surprise. She's letting them know that there are going to be some fake cops and some fake guns, and Kenya just wants some reassurance that no real guns will be used in this little charade. And she's like, oh, absolutely not. It's all fake. It's going to be a good time. Let us set up. And Kenya and LaToya are excited. Cynthia comes, and remember how Cynthia did not go on the private plane with Kenya or LaToya, nor was she on the bus because she had a business obligation to take care of. So she was like, I'm going to be coming by myself. She arrives and she's excited. She loves the house. She thinks it's beautiful. And then we all know how it goes on these girls' trips. The room situation. Cynthia is like, am I going to like my room? What's my room like? And they escort her, and Cynthia is really pleased with her room. She has a nice walk-in shower and a big jacuzzi tub, so she is just really amped. She makes a joke in the confessional that she just thought that she would be getting a really bad room and that LaToya would be the only one getting a good room since LaToya and Kenya are up each other's behinds. I think it's so funny at this shade being thrown regarding LaToya and Kenya's newfound friendship when, if I recall, Cynthia used to play dumb, like she didn't understand where Nene was coming from when Kenya got in the picture and kind of broke up their friendship. So I said, very interesting to me that now she's kind of upset by this third wheel in her and Kenya's friendship. But anyhow, I digress. So meanwhile, back on the bus, we see the ladies finally pull up to the house. They are so excited. Porsha is like, thank you, Lord, because the trip was supposed to take 4 hours and it took us 8 hours to get here. So they are relieved. They jump off the bus and they are ready to turn up, okay? Finally come bursting into the beach house, and Kenya gives them name tags and a Sharpie, and she's like, I want you all to write your alter ego names down. So they're writing their names down. Tanya is Dynasty, and Porsha is Peach Juice. Kenya's alter ego name is Chocolate. So we see the shots being poured, and of course, Kandi isn't really a drinker, so she's drinking water. And all of a sudden, a woman comes screaming into the living room, and she has like fake blood, and then she passes out on the floor. So the ladies are like, wait, what? Like, what is going on? Because remember, the murder mystery is a surprise. Nobody knows that Kenya has this up her sleeve. So they're all like, wait, what? Is this real? Like, is this a joke? What's going on? So the fake cops come bursting through the doors and the girls are screaming. Porsha jumps over the couch. I was screaming at how the camera people zoomed in on Porsha just jumping off the couch. I was like in tears. Like, that's how hard I was laughing. She was just like, whoop, like, nope, nobody's coming to get me. Like, no, sir, no, ma'am. So then all the ladies put two and two together that this is a murder mystery. Drew remarks that this is the most ghetto murder mystery game that she has ever witnessed. So the murder mystery game is heating up and Kenya and Kandi are ready to solve who did it, okay? Porsha and Shamia, not so much. Porsha's kind of like, I'm bored. I didn't come here for this. I just want to dance, you know, throw some shots back, gossip with the girls. Like, I didn't come here for all this, okay? So Kenya and Kandi are annoyed because you know how Kandi is. Kandi is very competitive and she really gets into these games. Kenya's also the same way. So Kenya's like, really, like, I arranged for this really fun game and like they just want to like spoil the surprise and spoil the mystery. And here are my thoughts on that. While a murder mystery would have been fun, I just feel like if you know that people are coming off of a long travel day, when they get to their destination, they don't necessarily want to play a game. I know that if I had just come off of that bus for 8 hours, I definitely would not have been in the mood to play a murder mystery game. Like, you could have saved that for maybe like the second or the third night, but to have that for the first night's activities, like, people want to dance and, you know, hang around and be silly and have fun, have some girl time, talk, laugh, drink. Like, nobody was in the mood for a murder mystery. It was kind of like, girl, I guess, since there is really like no definitive winner of this game, Kenya awards Tanya as the winner because she says that Tanya was the one who was the most, I guess, into the game because remember at the beginning, she was like, oh, well, I'm a nurse. Like, let me see if I can help the woman who pretended like she was dying. So since Tanya is the winner of said game, Kenya lets her know that her room is going to be upgraded. So now here comes the drama. They show all the ladies their rooms. Kandi likes her room. Porsha likes her room. You already know that Kenya and Marlo cannot stand each other. And when Kenya shows Marlo her room, she is just pissed. Marlo's like, really? Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, she's just so livid, okay? And my whole thing was kind of like, Marlo, are you really surprised? Like, you know Kenya doesn't like you. Y'all know how Kenya is. Kenya is petty. And Kenya even said it in her confessional, like, I'm petty. So the things that Marlo has said about me over, you know, the years in the past few months, I definitely got some get back with giving her that really bummy room, okay? And it's like, Marlo, really? Like, you shouldn't be surprised. Like, honestly, if I were Marlo, I would have booked the nearest Ritz-Carlton or Four Seasons or whatever five-star hotel is there because I would not trust Kenya with my room and I would be sparing myself the aggravation because I already see Kenya, you know, from a mile away. But that's just me because I have good sense. So Fallon comes and they're all excited to see her. And I really want Fallon to be a cast member for season 14. I think that she would be a fabulous addition, but I digress. So they're all like, oh, Fallon, like, you're staying in the villa next door. And she's like, yeah, because I brought my husband with me. And they're like, wait, what? Like, you brought your husband? And so she's like, yeah, you know, my husband is my best friend. So then LaToya is like, girl, like, this is a girls' trip. Like, you know, no husbands allowed. Like, really? So then Drew says, LaToya, you don't really care anything about husbands because you know the situation between LaToya and her husband. They're kind of on the outs, and LaToya is ready to go back to the streets and just be with other men. So because of Drew's remark, LaToya got annoyed and says, "And what about your struggling husband?" to Drew. And while she said it, she touched Drew's wrist and was kind of getting really aggressive with Drew. So Drew is like, "Don't you dare touch me. Like the last bitch who touched me, she had her head in between like a gate or something." So Drew is like, "Girl, I am from Chicago. I will wear you out. You don't want any of this." So they're, still kind of going back and forth. And the ladies are like, "Calm down, girls, calm down." Marlo and them trying to take Drew aside. And then Kenya's trying to take LaToya over there. And just like, "LaToya, calm down. Just stop it." Did y'all also notice how LaToya caught an attitude with Kenya? I said, I have my good eye on their friendship because I've heard that we're going to see them fall out later in this season. And I said, I believe it for sure because they are too much alike. And LaToya is a troublemaker. So I am not surprised to hear that her and Kenya are on the outs later on. But again, I digress. So Marlo is telling LaToya, "Girl, you know better than that. Don't touch anybody. You know what that means. Stop it." So Kandi's like, "LaToya, you were aggressive to her. You need to apologize." They're all telling her to apologize. Even Kenya was saying, "Girl, you need to apologize." When Kenya's telling you need to apologize, I said, oh my gosh, that's big because Kenya is usually on the side of wrong. So when she's telling you to do the right thing, then you need to do the right thing, child. So LaToya, it's clear that she is 3 sheets to the wind, okay? Mama is inebriated. And she gives Drew a very sloppy and a very half-assed apology and says, "I apologize." And Drew's just looking at her like, okay, girl. So then LaToya, of course, being the troublemaker that she is, she can't help herself. She has to say, "I apologize and I hope I can touch you." And so Drew is like, "I don't want you to ever touch me. Just leave me alone." So Drew walks away and LaToya is still like, why is she so mad? Why is she doing this? LaToya, in the beginning, I really thought I was going to like you, but you really showed your ass tonight, and I was just really annoyed watching it. I really was. You were just so out of line. So then the ladies are all eating, and because of the little rift, they all kind of separate into 2 groups. So we see LaToya, Cynthia, Kenya, Kandi at a table, and then we see Drew, Tanya, Porsha, Shamia, Marlo, and Fallon all up in another room eating, and they're just talking. They're letting Drew know that LaToya was out of line, and so Drew is like, she touched me, you just don't do that. So then Shamia is so funny, and she starts making jokes about how the other ladies are the aunties and they're the nieces. And the reason why she calls them the aunties, because they're always just so sour and judgmental. And it was also shade at them being older. And even though Porsha said that it had nothing to do with age, it's like, girl, you were being shady because Kenya and Cynthia and Kandi are the elders of the group. So I was like, stop it right now. So then we see on the flip side, Kenya, Kandi, and Cynthia are just letting LaToya know where she went wrong. And Cynthia also brings up the fact that Drew is still annoyed about LaToya coming for her wig and making those really nasty remarks. So just that she needs to calm it down and apologize for her behavior. LaToya is just trying to deflect and make excuses about how, since she's Trinidadian, she talks with her hands and she didn't mean anything by it. She wasn't trying to be aggressive. And they're just like, girl, just stop doing the most. And I'm like, girl, I'm Trini too. I talk with my hands a lot, but I'm not a fool. And you weren't just talking with your hands. You did touch her wrist. So just own up to your BS, LaToya, and stop the nonsense, please. So we see the next morning, all the ladies are cooking up breakfast and laughing and joking in the kitchen. We also see that since Marlo was just so upset about her room, she slept in the living room because she wanted to make it feel like she was in a hotel suite. Of course, you know that Marlo is always going to do the absolute most every single time. So then in the next scene, we see Drew. She's FaceTiming Ralph, and Ralph is holding their little baby girl, Anaya. Drew is like, Ralph, put the babies down. I need to have a conversation with you about what went down, and it is not kid appropriate. So he's all ears, and she lets him know about the little scuffle that she had with LaToya and how LaToya touched her wrist, and Ralph is like, oh no, that's a problem. I said, child, look at Ralph trying to pretend like he's husband of the damn year when he has been nothing but a menace, but whatever. So then in the next scene, we see Marlo. She's getting ready for the pool. She has her swimsuit on, and then she has these really sexy boots that she wants to wear because you know that Marlo's always going to give you a moment. And Kandi comes into the room, and she's like, Kandi, may I talk to you for a few minutes because I just have to get something off my chest. So her and Kandi sit down, and she's like, Kandi, this room really hurt my feelings. Like, I was really upset that she would put me in such a bad room. And so she says, I really want to talk to Kenya because I just don't understand why we hate each other so much and why we just can't seem to get on the same page. Like, it's been years of us just shading each other and being really nasty, and I just don't understand, like, why we can't be, like, cool with each other. Like, what is the problem? I've actually always been very surprised at how Kenya and Marlo's relationship kind of went off a cliff. Like, honestly, they should have been thick as thieves. Like, they have a lot in common. So it is very surprising at the fact that those two just can't seem to get right. So Kandi just lets Marlo know that she has her support. Like, she does feel that Marlo should sit down with Kenya and try to clear the air and just get on the right foot. So then we see Shamia and Porsha lounging by the pool, and they are just talking about Dennis. Porsha showing Shamia all these text messages that Dennis has been sending. Dennis is still in love with her. He wants to get back together. He wants Porsha to marry him like tomorrow. And Shamia is like, oh, like, girl, like, please get back together with him. Like, he is still in love with you, girl. Like, please. And, you know, Porsha's like, these texts are really sexy, but it's like, like, I don't know. Again, I'm just really tired of hearing about Porsha and Dennis's off and on relationship. You knew what kind of man he was when you laid down with him. So please spare me all of this. Like, I don't know. You know you want the man back, girl. You know he ain't no good, girl. So, like, I just don't care to hear anymore, all right? So then Shamia takes Porsha's phone, and she's running off with it like she's going to pretend like she's Porsha and answer Dennis back like, yeah, I want to get back together with you. And then Porsha starts chasing her. I just love Shamia so much. I think she's just so beautiful. I love her sense of humor. I have wanted her to be a cast member for the longest. But again, I digress, okay? So then we see all the ladies talking about how they're hungry, they want something to eat. So then Marlo says, if I were the host of this trip, I would have already had a full staff. We would have massages all set up, like we would be getting pampered. She's just not pleased by Kenya's hosting skills. And Kenya's hosting skills are absolutely awful. We see Kenya coming with a bag. And they're all like, oh, good, you got some food. And Kenya is doing that stupid laugh that she always does when she's guilty or up to something. And they're like, okay, girl, like, what did you get for us to eat? And so Kenya's not answering them. And then they go out to the pool. And Kenya ordered herself a crab cake. And you know Kandi loves some food, child. So Kandi was pissed. She's like, Are you telling me that you only bought one crab cake? And then when she was responding back with, well, you know, you guys could have ordered Uber Eats yourself. Like, I wasn't ordering for all of you guys. It's like, girl, who does that? That's just such poor etiquette to have a house full of people and then you're going to order some food just for yourself. Like, who does that? That was just so rude and a slap in the face. And all the ladies were hungry, like, is she serious right now? And then she was like, oh, you know, do you guys want some of my fries? It was like, girl, what's a fry gonna do for somebody? So then we see LaToya. She is back at the house and she has a bag and we don't know what's inside of it. So all the ladies are like, girl, like, what's in the bag? And so she comes sauntering by the pool and shows that she has a gift for Drew. So they're all like, girl, what's this gift? And it is a really pretty wig that she wants to give Drew because she just felt like Drew's wig was just so bad and she wants to help her out. And all the ladies are like, girl, you already know this is about to go left. Like, don't do it. Please don't do it. And of course, LaToya just can't help herself. She is going to gift Drew this wig. I was like, girl, you just can't leave well enough alone. Side note, that red Chanel purse that LaToya had in that scene, I need that. I want that purse. And I'm going to get that, okay? I'm going to have a red Chanel purse. And I'm going to do an unboxing on it too. But I digress. Let's just get on with the show. So we finally get to the last scene of the night. And they are all gathered around the table to have some good old dinner. And it was so funny because they were going to eat that roasted pig. And Porsha was kind of like looking at it because remember that Porsha is pretending to be vegan for a storyline. So Porsha starts praying over the pig. And I was really cracking up because while she was praying, Bravo was so petty. They started playing this like gospel music in the background and I was just cracking up. So she finishes saying grace and they are all eating the food. And of course, we can never just have a peaceful meal. LaToya decides that now is the time to gift Drew her gift, which is a new wig. Drew says, girl, I don't want anything from you. Like, thanks, but no thanks. I already get the best of the best from the good folks in Hollywood. Like, leave me alone. So then Drew says, you know what, LaToya? I actually have a gift for you. So everybody's looking like, wait, what? Like, is this a joke? Like, really? So LaToya's looking like, wait, what? You got a gift for me? She runs up to her room, comes back down, and it is a picture of herself, and she signs it for LaToya, and she says, here's to my #1 fan, because you clearly are obsessed with me, so I just want to autograph this picture of me for you. So everyone is laughing like, oh, touche, Drew. Like, Drew got some shade. Like, she's good. Even LaToya was laughing because, you know what, she had no choice. She's been really nasty to this girl. Drew got her back good. So it's like, take the L on the chin, LaToya, and just make peace with Drew, please. So Drew and LaToya put their stuff to the side and they hug and kiss and make up. And it was like, thank God, because I was kind of tired of seeing them at odds when both of the ladies should be very good friends, to be honest with you, but whatever. So now, in the spirit of forgiveness, Marlo decides that she wants to air her grievances with Kenya. She wants to know why her and Kenya just can't seem to get on the good foot. Of course, the conversation takes a hard left. And Kenya is like, not after you make really nasty comments about me and my body. And Marlo's like, well, girl, I did say that you have a fake butt and bad skin. Like, so what? I said, even when Marlo's trying to clear the air, so to speak, she still has to get her digs in one way or the other. So now Kenya's screaming about how her butt is not fake. And Marlo's like, girl, you got injections, just own it. Kenya's getting more irate, and then Marlo just walks away and just leaves the table. And that's where the episode ends. Y'all, while this was a really good episode, I have to say I was disappointed that we did not see Strippergate and Threesomegate go down. I'm ready. Bravo, stop teasing us. It's been 8 episodes. It's been a very slow start to the season. Please just show us the drama already. I'm dying to see what went down. I'm dying to see who got with who. And we can just put all the speculation to bed, okay? As always, thank you all for watching my recap. And you guys already know what to do. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Bye.